Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Newt or Randy, whichever you prefer. I hope to earn your subscription today. Today I'm working on a piece of cable. I'm going to show you my methods and some safer methods to use for hammering. So yeah, without further ado, let's look in the forge here, see what I got going on. So, we need to get a light filter on this thing, but I've got about a foot of cable in there, both ends welded up. The primary heat is up to about dull orange. I want to bring it up to a light yellow before I start forge welding. So for that, give me a little while, I'll be right back. While we're waiting for that to heat up, here's a little bit of hammer technique. What I like to do, I grab up here at the palm swell, I pinch it with my thumb and forefinger, and I let it rock in my hand. Bring it up just a little bit so you can see. So I bring it, rock it in my hand, let it snap into my palm. This is called a farrier's whip. If you want to practice the whip at home without doing any major hammering, I recommend grabbing like an 8-ounce hammer, stand at your hammer, and just using 3 fingers, rock it in your hand. Not moving your arm, just bounce it off the anvil. When you feel comfortable with that, you can start bringing in shoulder movements. Basic hammer technique, nice and safe. So for my initial weld heat, what I like to do is I like to weld up about an inch and a half of the tip there, right in here, on both ends. And while I'm at it, once I get a good weld, I'll square it up. The reason behind squaring it up will become obvious later on. One reason is I can grab one end with the tongs and not have it move on me. Now after every heat, give it a good brush. Get rid of any old flux that may be still stuck there. Then reflux it.
And making him move faster than expected. His fist, covered in bright flames, was starting to resemble that of a lion, and with a big punch, it had covered Nate's entire body in flames. The Sunshield men were cheering seeing this, but the only one without it.
Alright, I got both ends squared up. As you can see, as I heat it up, it expands. So I have to twist it back together. So the reason for squaring both ends is so I can get my twisting vise or twisting wrench on it. And I can get it twisted back together without too much issue. Now I'm going to take it over to my anvil, brush off all of this, reflux it. Alright, that's about as good as I can get it with the twisting wrench. From here on out, we'll go over to the power hammer, get it over there. Oh, looks like I gotta change the tank on the forge. Alright, I've gotten to where it's all flattened out into a bar, but I've got some nasty D-lambs right here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down for a few hours, grind one side clean, and cut it in half, stack them up together, reforge weld it that way, so I have a nice clean billet. See you when I get back to do the grinding. Alright, I got it cleaned up and ground a little bit. I got a line chiseled across the middle right here, so I can actually line it up on my hot cut and cut it from the other side. So I'm going to throw it in the forge, heat it up, and get ready to cut. Hopefully I can get it cut and bent in about an hour. As long as I keep it from getting too hot, it shouldn't oxidize at all on it. Alright guys, it's been a couple of days, I've been a little busy. So what I've done is I've taken it over to my anvil and cut a line down the middle and folded it over in half. Then I heated it up a little bit and coated it with borax. So now I'm going to stick it back in the forge, bring it up to forge welding temperature, and take it over to the power hammer and forge weld everything into one solid piece. Next heat, I'm going to cut off this ragged crap on the end here. And voila! Now back up to forge welding temperature. More playing with the power hammer. I'm comfortable with that. Now to start forging the rest of the blade. Ah, hell. We'll do that tomorrow. Call it a night.